Hey everyone, I hope everyone is doing well. For today's video, I will show you how you can master M365 Copilot to enhance your productivity. So here is a draft agenda. We'll start by looking at how you can access M365 Copilot. We'll learn how you can use it for summarizing and comparing information from documents. Then we'll look at scheduled prompts. So this is important for things that you do every day at work. So we can run prompts that are useful to you on a schedule. We'll also learn how we can use pages in M365 Copilot. And then we'll look at Copilot in Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and then finally in Outlook. We'll also touch on first party Microsoft agents like researcher and analyst, and how you can use them within Copilot. And then I'll also quickly show how you can create a custom agent that is more tailored for your use case. So without further ado, let's get started. So in order to access M365 Copilot, you can use Teams. So if you already have M365 license assigned to you, you should be able to find Copilot right here on the left now. If it's not showing up here, you can click on apps and search for Copilot. As long as you have license, you should be able to find it, and then you can just pin it to the left nav here. That's one way of how you can access Copilot within Teams. The other option is you can go to this website, m365.cloud.microsoft.com, and you can open it in a separate browser. Both of these options would give you the same functionality, so there's no difference between both the options. So if you're already in Teams doing your work, it just makes more sense for users to use it within Teams. So I'll start there, and then I'll also move to the browser option if needed, just to show some functionality which makes more sense when we look at it in the browser. So let's start by looking at what options we have. So when you click on Copilot, this is the window that opens up. We have two options. So we have work and web. So if you want to access files and information that is shared with you within your organization, then you'll be working under work mode. So when you are working under work mode, you have access to all the files that I shared with you. So basically all the information, like your emails, any files that you have access to will show up here. But if you want to restrict only to web, then you can just click on web, and this way the Copilot will only use information available on web. Moving to the right, you can see we have access to GPT-5 model. So Copilot is using GPT-5 model. That's the LLM that's powering Copilot. It's available for everybody. You can click on try GPT-5 to make sure that you are using GPT-5. If you're not clicking on it, then it will use the older model. Similarly, if you want to use incognito mode, then you can simply click here and click on temporary chat. And when you do that, these chats are not going to be stored as part of your history. So by default, when we are in the regular mode, so let me go back here. When you are in not in incognito mode, all your past conversations are stored here. So your history is here. You can go back by clicking here to open one of your previous session. But if you go to incognito mode, these sessions are not going to be saved here. Similar to your web browser incognito mode. Okay, so that's that. And then the other options you have is if you click these three dots, you can see recent pages. So I'll cover what pages are and what how to use them. Same way, we'll talk about schedule prompts, and then under settings, the main thing that you need to know is personalization. So in Copilot, we have this concept of memories. So if you turn this on, Copilot would know information about you. So based on your interaction and based on what you have shared with the Copilot, it will understand and use that information that you have shared with it when it creates more tailored responses. So for example, if you tell your address, or if you tell uh, the company you work for, it will remember all those information, and when it's creating a response next time when you're asking a question, it will consider all that past information in order to create a more tailored response. So that's the most important settings here under personalization. Like I said, you can also have option to turn off the chat history. So if you turn it off, then it doesn't have access to any of your past interaction. I would suggest to keep it on, especially if you're using this on day-to-day basis. That way, you can go back to your previous sessions, and also, if when you turn it on, it retains the context of that interaction. So when you're asking a new question, it will consider what has been already shared with Copilot before coming up with a new response. So those are like some key settings that you can set from here. And then, like I said, I'll cover the recent pages and schedule prompt as we move forward. On the left side, you can see these are all the agents that I have access to, and we'll cover them as well. This is these agents are either first party Microsoft agents like researcher and analyst, which Microsoft provides as part of M365 Copilot. And then you also have option of creating your own agent. So we'll learn how to create these agents towards the end of this presentation today. And if you want to see all your past interactions, you can click on all conversations, and it will show you all the conversations that you have had with Copilot here. So let's start first by uh, understanding how we can use Copilot to do comparing of information and summarizing information. So on day-to-day basis, if you want to summarize any document, so what you can do is simply click on this plus sign, and then either you can upload new images and documents that you might want to summarize or compare, or you can use the work content. So these are files that are already shared with you, and they are within M365. So if you want to use documents that are within SharePoint or within your email, then you can click on work content, and you can see all of that is going to show up here. So if you want to look at all your files, you can click on files, and it will show you all the files. You can also look at your emails. But if you want to upload a brand new document from your system, then you click here, and then here we can come and provide uh, any document that we want to summarize. So in this case, let's say I'm going to summarize this Word document. So I can ask, can you summarize this benefits document for me? So this is a benefits document, insurance benefits document. So I'm just going to ask it to summarize it. And when I click enter, what it's going to do is it's going to read the data from this document and come up with concise summary. So here you can see this is the Microsoft employee benefits. It's telling me everything in a very concise, easy to understand way. So here you can see it's created this easy to read summary of this document. So this document, I think it's like 20 plus pages, but it's useful to get this summary, which is easy to digest. using Copilot. The same thing can be done using documents when you have to compare information. So let's say if I want to compare information between two documents, I can come here. So let's see, I can upload new documents. That's I have this Exxon Mobil balance sheet. So I'm going to say take this one, and then maybe take uh, let's take the Meta cash flow document. I'm going to upload these two images, and I'll say, can you tell me which company has more profit um, based on attached financial documents? So here, what we are doing is we are asking to compare two documents. And again, Copilot is going to look at both the documents, understand each document, and then provide a detailed analysis. And so here you can see it's basically saying what it has and what it can compare. So in this case, you can see like it doesn't have yearly profit for ExxonMobil, so it's saying that it cannot compare. But based on the data provided, it can compare and understand what data is in both the documents, and that's how you can use it to do the comparison. So this is useful when you're like comparing, let's say, two invoices or two quotes from different vendors. So this is something you can use in your day-to-day life. The next thing we are going to look at is the concept of schedule prompts. So right now, what we did was we were asking questions as and when we needed them. So let's say you have a scenario where you want to ask Copilot a question related to your work every day. So maybe you want to summarize your unread emails every morning, or you want to get stock market information every day. So what you can do in that case is simply start a new chat. So I'll say, can you provide me with top 10 stock market news information. And when I say so here you can see I'm asking it to provide me top 10 news for the given day for related to stock market. And here you can see it's created this really good summary, which provides me the top financial news articles for the given day. So here are the 10 top news headlines for today. And what I can do is, because I want this to be run every day, I can make it a scheduled prompt. So I can go back to my question. If I hover over it, you can see this option here, this icon. This will let me schedule it. So I can click here and I can say run every day at 9 a.m. So that way, when I start my work, I can get the top headlines. So I can say run every day at 9 a.m. except for Saturday and Sunday. And I want to run it just one time. And then receive an email when responses are ready. So this way, now that I have scheduled it, this prompt is going to be run every day at 9 a.m. and I'll receive it in my Outlook email. So this is the concept of schedule prompt. So this is very important when you want to run certain prompts every day at a given time, or if you have things that you need to run through Copilot because of your work, you can just schedule it automatically. That way you don't have to type the prompt every day. So here you can see it's now scheduled, and every day at 9 a.m. it's going to run this prompt, create a summary, and email it to me. So that's the concept of schedule prompt. Next, let's look at concept of pages. So let's say we want to create a menu for Christmas party. So let's say I'm working on hosting a Christmas party. So I'm going to say, can you suggest a menu let's do this. Can you suggest a menu for holiday party for 20 people, office holiday party for 20 people? And then I'll create this and I'll wait for it to give suggestion. So here you can see it has given me this, suggested me this menu for the holiday party. You can see it's appetizer, main course, side dish. So it's created this really nice menu for the holiday party. And now what I can do is, because I need to continue working on this and finalizing the menu, I can come down here and I can say edit in pages. And this is going to open a new page that I can now edit and continue working on. I can. The reason I want to do this is because I want to come back at later time, make changes, and also have the ability to share with other people. So I can click on this icon here, share icon, copy the link, and then I can invite other coworkers to work on this menu with me. So once I share this, they'll be able to access this same page, and then they can make changes so that we all can work together. So we can collaborate and work on this document together. So here you can see it's called, this is the name of the page. So holiday office party menu. And now if I want to go back to this, if I am in the browser mode, I can come to library, and here inside pages you can see all the pages inside this pages icon. It will show all the pages that I have saved. So if, let's say, I want to go back to editing this, I can click on it. It's going to launch the document, and you can see right now it's just me who's working on it, but you can have your other team members working on this document at the same time. So this is a great way of collaborating with your teammates if you want to work together on certain documentation. So that's the concept of pages. You can create them, share with your coworkers and your team members, and you all can work together on a single document. Okay, so then the next thing I want to highlight is let's look at Copilot in all the productivity tools. So we'll start by looking at Word document. So let's say I want to open a new Word document, and we'll start with a blank document. And here, because I have Copilot, I'll see this bar here where I can write my prompt, or I can tell Copilot what I need to work on. So I can say something like, can you create an essay for first grader about wild about polar bears. Okay, so here you can see now that I'm using Copilot, I'm able to use it to draft anything that I need. So I'll say make it educational and add fun facts. And I can say things like make sure we have at least 5 paragraphs. So here you can see it's created this essay about polar bears that I can now use. I can also click on this Copilot icon here if I need to, uh, ask follow-up questions, right? So let's say I want to create an image for this description. So I can just click on that, and here it's going to give me the image, or I'll say, let's see, generate an image for a polar bear. So this is useful when you want to get additional information, or you want to chat with the information in your document before you putting it on the document. So here you can do your research, you can reference other documents that you might have. So if you want to chat with the data within this document or some other document, then you would use it here in the sidebar. But if you want to create content directly in Word, then you would use this, or this bar shown here. So pretty soon it's going to create this image for polar bear that we can then use in our Word document. So here you can see it's created this image, and let's say I want to insert it here. I can simply click on here and then insert it on this document. So this is how you can use Copilot in Word, where you can generate new content. You can summarize and analyze content directly in Word document. And if you want to ask questions around data that's within this document or some other document, or use any other document for reference, then you would use Copilot in the side panel here. So this is how you can use Copilot in Word. Next, we'll look at how you can use Copilot in Excel. So let's go and open a Excel file. So here I have this Excel file, either Excel or CSV. So as long as you're opening it in Excel, that would work. So let's see. So here you can see I have this file, and this file has some employee data. So we have the first name, last name, middle name, last name, and then the milestone. So milestone would be like your date when you first started the job, your birthday, your wedding anniversary, all those kind of milestones are being tracked here, and this is the actual date. So now let's say we want to use Copilot on this data. There are two things you can do. You can come here and you can chat with this data. So chat is basically if you want to ask questions about this data. So I can say something like, can you tell me how many users have birthday birthday in month of Feb. So what I'm doing is I'm asking Copilot to basically basically asking questions about this. Let me see. Oh, for some reason it's not referencing this document. Can say something like this, maybe like this, and I'll say, can you look at column and tell me which how many tell me how many employees have birthday in May. When you look at column B and E. Okay, so here's, I asked this question. So one thing to note is when you are using this Copilot chat, it cannot reference the data on the file itself directly unless you upload it. And here you can see it's able to reason and calculate it, but it's only giving a partial answer because it cannot really interact with uh, um, interact with the data on the file here. So it can help you, up with like calculating formulas and how to analyze it. So it'll provide guidance, but it cannot directly interact with the data here. So to do that, what you need to do is go to Copilot, and then you need to use app skills. So in this case, when you use app skills, um, you can a Copilot can directly access the data on this tab here, and this is where you can actually ask Copilot to take action on this data. So for example, I can say, can you help me visualize this data so I can see breakdown by milestone for year 2020. So when I do that, now you can see Copilot can actually access this data on this tab, and then it will be able to take the action on this data itself. So let's see what it comes up with here. And here you can see it's given me a detailed breakdown by milestone, and this is what we asked. So let's say if I wanted to insert this on the sheet, I can just click on this, and here you can see now it's created this really nice graphic which allows me to see the breakdown by different milestones. So here is the count. So we have 362 first job milestones, we have 334 birthdays, 332 first date, and 317 wedding anniversary. Same way, we can also see the reasoning. So if you want to understand the analysis, it uses Python libraries, so you can actually see how this was calculated right here within this panel. So same way, I can say, can you help me uh, visualize this data using a pie chart? So let's say I'm going to ask that question, and here you can see it's going to use the data from this spreadsheet, and then create a pie chart that I can then either insert here or use it on some other document. So let's see how it completes that analysis. And here you can see it's created this pie chart. So let's add this to a new sheet. So you can see it's created this pivot table, and then it's created this chart that I can use. So you can see the exact breakdown by different milestones. So this is how you can use Copilot in Excel. Like I said, if you want to just get guidance and chat with Copilot, then you can use the chat feature. It will help you like to come up with like formulas, or if you want to understand how you can do some calculations using the data, then you would use the chat feature. But if you have to interact actually with the data on the spreadsheet, and then alter the spreadsheet or insert a new content on the spreadsheet, then you would use the app skills. So this is how you would use Copilot in Excel. Next, we can look at Copilot in PowerPoint. So let's say you want to create new deck. So here you can click on new file. You can go to create with Copilot. And here I can say create a presentation about polar bears for first grader. Uh, create create 10 slides and use fun facts about polar bear. Make sure it's easy to understand for first grade students. So here you can see I'm just using natural language to create a presentation. So here you can see it's already creating all these slides based on my instructions. And this might take some time before it finalizes all these slides. So here you can see before it creates these slides, it's providing you outline, and you can add new topic or you can make changes to this outline. If you are not happy with the content that's generated. So in my case, I'm happy with this. So I'm just going to click on generate slides, and this would now allow Copilot to create the presentation with all these slides. So here you can see it's created this deck now based on our instruction, and it's completely ready for presentation. So it has all the agenda items. It has different slides with fun facts. So you can see it's created this beautiful deck that I can use in order to do the presentation on polar bears for first graders. So this is how you can use Copilot in PowerPoint. Next, we'll look at how you can use Copilot in Outlook. So now let's go to Outlook. So here I'm in my Outlook mailbox, and you have Copilot right here. So I can click on it. Again, the same concept. You can chat with all the information in your Outlook. You can use it to create response. You can use it for summarization. So let's say I'm sending a new mail, and I need to send an mail inviting my team for holiday party. So I can say, can you help me write an email inviting my team to our holiday party? So here you can see I can just click here. I'll say change the tone to casual. I'll say make it longer. This looks good. And I'll say replace, and you can see that's the email it has created. And you can change the tone and alter the language. I can say, can you make it fun and a little bit longer? And then you can, here you can see it's now made it a little longer. So I can say replace again, and it's created this email that I can now send to my team, inviting them for a holiday party. Same way, instead of creating new email, I can also respond to an existing email. So let's say I have this email here. I can click on Copilot, and I can click on reply, and then based on what you want to do. So let's say short and friendly message. So I'm going to respond to this email. So so it's aware of the context of this email, and you can see now it's created a response here. So this is how you can use it to respond to an existing email from here. Same way you can get coaching, you can draft emails You can, like I said, summarize based um, on the emails that you already have in your inbox. So, for example, if you want to suggest new step to take on this specific email, I can just use this. So it's making few suggestions, but that's how you would use Copilot to assist you in Outlook. Okay, so that's how you would use Copilot in Outlook. Now let's go back to M365 Copilot here. The next thing that I want to cover is now the concept of agents. So at the highest level, we have two types of agents. So we have agents that Microsoft has created. They are called first-party Microsoft agents. And then the second type of agents are the agents that you create based on your specific use case. So let's say you want to create a agent that can answer any HR related questions, then that would be a custom agent that you create for your use case. So we'll look at both types of agents. So here, first we'll look at the first party Microsoft agent. So if you want to see all the agents that Microsoft has created, you can just simply come down here and click on all agents. And here you'll see all the agents that are available to you. So in this case, where it says built by Microsoft, these are the first party Microsoft agents that are available. You can use them by simply installing them on your Copilot. So for example, the most common ones are the researcher and analyst agents. So for today's demo, I'm going to just show you these two, but you can use any of these agents in Copilot. So these are all first-party Microsoft agents. So let's start with researcher. So researcher, as the name suggests, can help you do research. So I can say something like, "Can you help me create a white paper on ESG, um, focusing on financial services?" So when I ask this question, what researcher agent is going to do is it will understand my question and then come up with any clarification that it needs before creating a response. So this is really good for tasks where you have to write a white paper or create a lot of content by doing some kind of analysis or research. So here, when I say this, you can see it's going to understand the question and then ask clarifying questions. So you can see before it generates the response, it's asking, do you want me to focus on specific area? It's asking if I want to focus on specific market or region. So it's asking clarifying questions. So I'll say, explore ESG trends in financial services sector across globe, and it's for external publication. So I'm just providing it more information so that it knows exactly how to do the research. And once I provide all the information or answer all the clarifying question that it asked, it's going to start the research process. And you can see this can take a few minutes depending on the topic and how much data is needed. So I'll just wait for this to be complete. But once this is complete, I'll show you how detailed the response is. So you can see it's still generating the analysis. So researcher can really take some time depending on how detailed the research is needed. It depends on the topic and how much information is needed. So while it does that, I'll also quickly show you the other analyst agent. So analyst, as the name suggests, helps with analyzing the data. So you can use this to quickly analyze data on CSV or Excel, or also if you wanted to analyze data from web, you can do that as well. So let me open it up again here. So I'm on Analyst, and I'm going to upload one Excel file. So I'll say upload. Let me upload a car sales report. So here I'm attaching this, and I'm going to ask, can you, let me see, I can say something like, can you help me visualize the data to data and analyze which car brand is most profitable for our showroom. So I have given this car sales report, and I'm asking it to do analysis that shows which car brand is most profitable for our showroom. So just to show you, this is the Excel file. So you can see it has the make, the model, the sales price, sales agent, month, year, and then net profit margin. So what it's going to do is it's going to look at all the data here and tell us exactly which car model or make is the most profitable. So let's go back. Let me go back to the agent here. So here you can see its thought process. So it's looking at all this, and here it's already given us the answer. So the most profitable brand is BMW. The total profit was this much. It's also calculated the total profit for other brands, and then you can see it's also done some other calculations like average profit per sale, average net profit margin for each brand, and then it also shows this graph which helps you visualize total profit by car brand. So you can see exactly how detailed analysis it can perform. So this is really good if you have to run complex analysis on Excel or CSV files. Okay, so that was the analyst agent. Let's see if the researcher is done. So looks like researcher is still working on the research. So in the meantime, we'll also look at the option of creating your own agent. So these are the agents that Microsoft provides, but you can also create your own custom agent based on your requirements. So let's say you want to create a agent that can answer any questions related to Power Platform. So I can come here. Let me look for Power Platform documentation. So here I have this website, which is the Power Platform documentation website. So I'm going to use this as the knowledge source for my agent. So I can come here to Copilot. I can click on this Create Agent button, and then it should give me a wizard which I can use to create my own custom agent. So here you can see I can use natural language to describe um, what my agent will do. For now, I'm just going to make it easier by clicking on this configure, which allows me to fill the information up. So I'll call this Power Platform Agent. Description would be this agent can help answer any question related to Power Platform. And for the instruction, I'll say, please answer users question related to Power Platform using provided knowledge source. So here I'm keeping it simple. So I'm just saying use the knowledge source to answer user's question. Do not answer any question that is not related to Power Platform. So that way we'll make sure that it can only handle questions related to Power Platform. If the users try to ask something else, it won't answer that question. So now we'll come here, and then here you can see there are different options. So you can search for all website. If this would give it access to web, you can only use only specified sources. So I can check that if I want to make sure that it's not using any other source. I can also use this flag to reference people within my organization. So for now, I'll just go here. Let me see. Give me 1 second. So let's use this website here. So this is my source, and I'm saying use only this specific site because I want to restrict it. I wanted to get answers only based on this website. There are other things you can do. You can also allow creation of documents, charts, and code if for more advanced use cases. You can also allow it to create images. But for now, I'm just going to create a simple one that can answer any Power Platform questions. And then over here, we can suggest some frequently asked questions. So like, for example, because this is a Power Platform agent, I can say something like, what is Power Apps? Or I can say something, and in my case, I want to use the same. So when users are asking this question, this is the message that goes to the bot. So I can say something like, tell me about Power Automate. I'll say, what is Power Automate? So the key thing to remember is this is what is shown to the user, and this is the message that is sent to the bot. And then I'll say, how can I use Copilot Studio? I'll say, tell me about Copilot Studio. These are frequently asked questions. So by adding these, you can make it easier for the users to simply click on these cards in order to get answer rather than typing the prompt. So if you have any frequently asked questions, then you can just put them here. So once you are done with that, you can click on this create button, and this will create your agent. So while it's getting created, let me see if the researcher is ready. So here you can see the researcher is now ready. It's created this detailed white paper with all the information that I would need based on the prompt I gave. So you can see how detailed this response is. It's giving all these citations. It's broken down by different sections. So this is really great if you want to write white paper or do like deep research on a specific topic. You can see it's created this table. So this is really a great agent when you have to do research on a specific topic. Again, you have this option of taking this on a page and then working with your team to edit the response so that your team can work and you can work together on this in order to complete the research. So personally use researcher a lot to do research work, and it's a great agent, especially when you need detailed research level response on a specific topic. So that was the researcher. Now let's come back to see if this agent is created. Okay, so now our custom agent is created. So I can click on go to agent. So once the agent is created, you can see it's right here. And I can pin this agent so that I can see it right here. Let me refresh it. our Power Platform agent is right here. So I pinned it. So now you can see it's showing up right here. So I can either reference it directly from Copilot by using at, and I can say Power Platform. When I do at mention, you can see all the agents that I have access to. The Power Platform agent would show up here, right here. So I can click on this, and then when I do that, all the questions would be redirected to that agent. So like I can say, uh, power, what is model driven app? And you can see, because I had mentioned the Power Platform agent, it's using that documentation to answer my response, to provide me a response. Same way, if I want to directly go to that agent, I can just click on that agent. Here you can see these are the quick prompts that we created. So I can just click on this and I can press enter, and then it will use the knowledge source that we provided in order to answer the question. So here you can see it's creating this really detailed response, and it's also showing for any follow-up questions that you might have. So I can simply click on these options here to know more about Power Automate flows. So here, this is the concept of creating custom agents in M365 Copilot. So in our example, we just connected this agent to a website, but you could create an agent and connect it to a SharePoint site, or you can upload documents. So you can upload multiple documents if you have more than one. If you have more than one knowledge source for your agent. If you want to edit that agent again to add more knowledge sources, then you simply click on these three dots. You can click on edit, and it will take you back to the wizard that we saw when we were creating it. So here you can then go to configure and add any additional knowledge sources that you might have. So if you need to add more knowledge sources, this is how you can do it for your existing agent. You'll add the new knowledge source and click on update in order to update the agent. Okay, so that was the concept of creating the custom agent. So we covered pretty much everything in M365 Copilot. The last thing I wanted to mention is if you go to all agents and look at the agents that Microsoft has created, the two new ones that are really interesting are the App Builder agent that Microsoft just announced. And then there's also a workflow agent that Microsoft announced. So App Builder allows you to create an application that you can then use with your team. So it creates a Teams or an application within Copilot. For example, if you want to track um, registration or RSVPs for a conference or for any event that you're doing, you could build an app that allows you to track that and then share it with your teammates. Same way, if you want to automate response to a specific type of email from a specific vendor, you could do that using workflows. You can also use workflows to uh, ping you in Teams based on a specific email type. So if you want to get notified when an invoice hits your inbox, you could do that by using this workflow agents. So you simply describe the workflow that you want to create using natural language, and Copilot will create the workflow for you. So if you want to learn more about these two agents, I have a separate video. So I'm going to leave a link to that video in the description, and you can see how exactly you can use the app builder and the workflow agent. So with that, I hope this was helpful, and at least this would give you all the basic foundation needed to use M365 Copilot that can help increase your productivity at work. If you have any questions or if you need any help, do let me know in comments and I'll respond as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.